Hey guys, welcome back to shop. Today we're going to put this RCBS A2 press back together. I'm excited about this. The paint turned out pretty nice. I had to touch up a couple of spots, but as you can see, it turned out pretty good. So we're going to start assembling this thing. That 3-in-1 oil smells good. Oh, this thing feels really nice and tight. I'm just kind of running it in and out and running some oil up and down the cylinder sleeve there. It feels good and tight. So, okay, I think we can continue on. Took that apart, that spring kind of fell out of there, so not exactly sure how that goes. May have to come back to that here in a moment. Let's go ahead and put the mechanism together here, and we'll come back to that. I may have to go in and watch the video and see how that spring fit in there because it's not lining up like I remembered. Okay, so we need to push that up. Okay, small pin, okay. Yep. Just making sure I put the handle on the right way, the correct side. The handle is going to be here. Okay. Now this pin holds the arm. Okay, everything's lining up. I've got to get that clip back inside of there. That's going to be a trick. There's a clip that goes in this slot right here. Probably going to need some needle nose or some maybe hemostats to get that in there. All right, got it. Okay, now I need to find that bolt so that I can just hold this together here. Okay, I found the missing bolt. I stuck it back in the bolt bin. I don't know what I was thinking, but now I'm just going to mark this up. One of the commenters on I think it was the first video that I put out on this, he suggested getting a hold of RCBS and said they have very good customer service, and supposedly, or at least with his experience, he said that he'd called in before and was able to get a pin or get some part from, that he didn't think was going to be around or whatever. So he recommended that I call them and give them a try. So I'm probably going to do that. But until then, I'm going to mark this pin, this bolt. As you can see, I marked it right there. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this off with a hacksaw probably. And after I'm done with that, I'll clean it up on the lathe. Eventually, if I can't get a pin for it, I may go ahead and machine this hexagon part off just to make it look more like a real pin. I'm probably going to drill a hole here in the side of this pin and just run a regular cotter pin type of a thing, maybe a washer behind it and a cotter pin, something like that. So Yeah, by the way, I checked to see if there was a stamped number up here. One of the commenters had said that they used to stamp the number up there, but on mine, all I have is a patent number up there. I don't have a stamped year date, so I have no idea what year this one is. Okay, the video cut out, but I put oil on all the bare metal. Anything that I machined or anything that I used the wire wheel on, I went ahead and oiled it up, any bare metal. So we should be good to do the final assembly here. And I need to find a cotter pin for my makeshift pin here. And when we come back, I'll stand this up and show you guys how everything works. And if you missed it, I'm not sure if it recorded it or not, but basically the way that spring works is it sets up underneath this this screw here. And in fact, I can go ahead and tighten that up a little more. But the spring, it's caught there. It's captured underneath this screw here of the washer. And that goes up underneath this leg here, and that's what gives you your spring tension that always keeps this thing wanting to push out. This primer, I believe, is what this is, a primer tool. And I'm not even sure I'll use that or not, but we'll see about that. I have that as an option at least. Okay guys, I just finished reassembling everything, and I'm fixing to take it for the first test drive here. I'm actually not going to do any reloading or anything. I don't have any dies right now, but what I'm going to do is just run this thing in and out and let you guys see how it works and operates and how smooth it is. And hopefully in the future I'll be able to get some dies for this thing and actually try it out. Oh yeah, it's buttery smooth. And what I was talking about in the previous video, one of the things I was kind of a little bit concerned about is how much play is there this way. I guess that'd be lateral play. How much lateral play is there in this piston? And from my feeling, I can feel zero. This thing is excellent. I'm not going to have any problems with this. It does the full stroke like it's supposed to. I've never used this press before, so I'll have to figure a lot of that stuff out. But it looks to me as if there was another slot here where maybe a primer feed tray was, and you could flip that down, put a primer in here, and as you draw it up, and again, I'm not really sure. Oh, actually, that's what it is. You draw it up like that all the way, and then okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I imagine, I don't know if I'll be able to get one, but maybe I can retrofit one off of a Lee or something else. But there should be a primer feed tray here that would, pivot. You've seen them on other reloaders probably. They have like a round thing here that hold all your primers the same direction, and then as you push it in, you push it down, and it would set one in there. And then in this part of the stroke, you would pull back down. Imagine there's a primer in there, so as you're doing that, you push forward a little, and that would seat your primer. Then you would release that. It would pop back like so, and you'd be on to the next part of the step here, or the next part of the process, which would be filling your case up with powder and seating your bullet, crimping it next. So anyways, guys, this is the finished product. I've got everything really well oiled up right now because I don't want anything to flash rust on me. If you live in a humid environment, you want to do that. You want to make sure and keep everything oiled up so that it doesn't re-rust on you. Even with the sandblasting, like I said in the other video, there's still some pitting on this piston down here, and there was nothing I could do about it without removing a whole bunch of material. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. It may not be exact on the color, but that's okay. Like I said in the previous video, that if I find the RCBS color later on, I may respray the thing, or I may not. You know, it may not matter. If I'm just going to use it for the rest of my life, it really doesn't matter. But yeah, you can just see, I mean, the thing is just super smooth. And even down here, where it doesn't have as much support, there's no play. I'm getting zero movement, so this is excellent. I was a little worried because I got a little bit of paint inside of there as I sprayed it, but I thought, no, that'll probably help to fill up any voids or inconsistencies and just, you know, help the thing kind of machine itself back in place. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a fine, they call this O style, where it's fully supported. There's C style, which just has like a C like this, or there's O style like this, where it's fully supported. These are supposed to be very good for, you know, if you're like doing custom loads for a certain rifle or something like that. You could get really accurate rounds by tuning your round to your rifle or your pistol. You know other people that are maybe into reloading, and they might like to see the granddaddy of the rock crusher. This is the one. This is I'm not saying this is their first one, but it's a very early RCBS press. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you tuning in, and sorry it took 3 parts. And by the way, if you missed that, there's 2 other parts to this. If you want to see how I actually got it to this point, you can check out part 1 and 2. So I appreciate you stopping by. Hit the thumbs up on your way out, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you next time. Oh yeah, it's buttery smooth.